بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. Your Excellency, the Rector of the University, the President's distinguished faculty and staff and colleagues, our distinguished guests coming from the United States, for the past 3 days, they have been evaluating the program of biomedical equipment technology for possible accreditation by Abet, the most prestigious accreditation agency, I would say, in the United States and in the world. As part of the evaluation, at the end of these 3 days, there is part of it which is actually part of the assessment. They have to give an exit report. The gentlemen who were evaluating the program are 2 professors. His name is Peter Katona and also Hugh Blanton, and chaired by Professor James Lakadou. Customary, the chairman will give general remarks because he is the one who coordinates the situation, but the actual findings and whatever, we are privileged to hear them from the individual evaluators. This is something which is like this. The Abet is part of the protocol, and I will call upon Professor Lakadou to present his esteemed friends or colleagues and himself. Dr. Lakadou.
Good afternoon, everyone, and Your Excellence. It is good to be here. I tell you, I hope, good news to share. We first must explain a few items by our protocol that describe the process and allow you to interpret some of the words we may use. In this exit meeting, terms describing problems must be interpreted only as referring to the condition of meeting our criteria and not be misinterpreted as a negative statement against the educational program here. Sometimes when we use these words, if people do not understand that they're measurements of our processes and interpret them as a quality of the program, that would be a mistake. So the terms are 3 when we're referring to problems. Deficiency. If a deficiency exists, that means that for that item, for that criteria, that criterion statement, that the program just does not meet. And that would be a significant issue. Of lesser import is the term weakness. If weakness is used, it means the issue refers to a criterion which is met, is accreditable, but for which work must be done to resolve the weakness condition. Finally, the least important is an item of concern. An item of concern means you have very well met the criteria or criterion, but that a potential exists for some time into the future for a problem to really develop. And so for concerns also we ask attention to be paid. Otherwise, comments made are observations. Observations are made from our team to the institution and the program here for ideas for improvement. They do not impact decisions that would be made by Abet for accreditation. And that is another important point to make. This team does not make the accreditation decision. We make our observations. Those are passed on along with our recommendations and our observations of what we've seen here. And then through a process of review that lasts a frustratingly long time, this condition exists, by the way, good friends, to allow any issues that may be present to be corrected before a final vote is taken. That final vote is taken this next July, and results will be sent in a few weeks after that, allowing for process time by headquarters of Abet. And so that's probably more information than you really wish to know, but it is important to be able to interpret whatever issues we may bring forward today. And so what I would like to do at this point, before we describe our findings, is to give you a very quick summary of what happens after we leave. When this team leaves this afternoon, this will start a 7-day period in which the materials that we leave, you examine and find any errors of fact. If we've misstated numbers or conditions or names, those can be corrected within 7 days. And please, Dean Nasser, simply contact me and I will make those corrections for you. Following that, we'll start a process of multi-level reviews by people called editors by Abet. The editors check and cross-check. They go through a process to make sure that all problems that are brought forward are measured and handled equally, so that no injustice is committed in the review or in the final action. And so there are 2 levels of editorial review that occur, and then headquarters will also do a final formatting check. And when this document is ready, it shall be returned. It will be sent to you probably in the month of January, and that will open officially a period of time in which you may respond to either accepting the document as is or offering any repairs or corrections that have been made since we've left to resolve any issues. And so you see, while it is frustratingly long before the final grade is issued, the process is set to protect all of our program customers, all customers to be treated equally, all customers to be treated fairly and accurately. And so following that, another edit period results, and the same reviews occur again with any editorial changes that we may make based upon any response you have. And so that takes quite a while. However, we are sensitive and open to any problem fixes all the way up until the month starting when this final meeting occurs in July. And so that is why it takes a somewhat long period. And I wish at this point to conclude what I have to say by protocol of describing our process today, and to get to the most important part, and that is the readings of the findings. Again, it is not the most pleasant thing to be a team chair. Our process is always focused on finding problems. But often we find wonderful things, observations of strength and excellence, and so be prepared to hear those things as well. But for our list of problems, I would like to introduce from East Tennessee State University, Dr. Hugh Blanton to begin our findings. Hugh? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in error. It's Dr. Peter Katona from George Mason University. My apologies. I became flustered.
Thank you very much, I would like to start by saying that it's a tremendous pleasure to be here. It has been marvelous to be with faculty, with students, and with leaders of the college. It has been a great experience for us, and it has been fun. We have decided that we will share the responsibility for reporting you the results. I will start with the first ones, and my colleague is going to report the next one. The first is students. And it turns out that we have found no deficiency, weakness, or concern about the students. There is no difficulty at all, but we would like to share with you some comments regarding our observations that we gathered during a marvelous lunch with the students. There were 12 of them, and it was a real pleasure to meet them. The students are delighted with their educational experience. They feel fortunate to be enrolled in their program, and they feel that the departmental leadership responds to their needs. The more senior students noted that they had experienced improvements through the program during their studies, and that some of these changes had been made in response to their suggestions. In the spirit of being participants in the continuous improvement process, they made the following suggestions. 1. Arrange more hospital visits before the internship. 2. Although the teaching laboratories are excellent for teaching the principles, it would be of interest to them to see more equipment actually used in the hospitals. User manuals for each equipment would be also beneficial. 3. It would be of interest to hear presentations on the types of jobs medical technologists perform. Such career guidance would help them choose their internship experience. The second criterion is program educational objectives, and we have found no difficulties in this area. Number 3, student outcomes. Again, we had found no difficulties. Number 4, continuous improvement. And again, we had no concerns, weaknesses, or deficiencies to report. And I'd just like to read again some observations that we had made. The students' written report on their one-semester final design project showed sparse description of evaluating their devices. Subsequent conversation with faculty and members of the Industrial Advisory Committee indicated that plans had already been developed to familiarize students with the design process earlier and thus give them more time to complete their projects. This action is an example showing that the existing continuous process is being used effectively. Regarding curriculum, and that is number 5, again, we had no difficulties to report, but again, I would like to read an observation. The program is a 2-part process, 4.5 years of coursework and 1 year of internship. Completion of the first part results in a diploma, while the second part in a certificate. practice in public hospitals requires both. This two-stage process is appropriate and similar to medical training that results first in an MD degree, but where the practice of medicine requires additional clinical training. It is suggested that the roles of the diploma and the certificate be explained early to visitors. And thank you. These are my observations and comments, and I was asked to report on these. We have developed all of these together as a team, and my colleague, Dr. Blanton, is going to take the next criteria.
The next issue is faculty, and both Peter and myself enjoyed our visit with the faculty tremendously. And our observation was the faculty includes professors who have a PhD and lecturers who don't. The major decision-making body of the faculty is the department council that consists of the professors. The faculty is highly dedicated to continuously improving the educational process in a cooperative manner. For example, lecturers are welcome at council meetings, and most elect to attend. There were no deficiencies, weaknesses, or concerns. This is just an observation of strength. The number 7 item is facilities. Again, there's not a deficiency, nor a weakness, nor a concern. This is just an observation of strength that we found. The observation of the program evaluation team concluded that the laboratory facilities were excellent, having an abundance of standard and innovative laboratory equipment that could be used to demonstrate biomedical instrumentation principles. This abundance of equipment provides the students of Majma University to experience the fullest opportunity to transform complex concepts and theoretical knowledge into substantive, concrete observations. It is important that the administration and the faculty remain diligent in maintaining such a high level of modern and innovative equipment in order to maintain the excellence and integrity of the biomedical equipment technology program. The 8th issue, again, is there's no deficiency or weakness or concern. Again, it's a statement of strength that we observed. The dean has created an exceptional academic atmosphere. Faculty and student were unanimous in praising his leadership, which nurtures quality, cooperation, and respect. He has superb rapport with students who gave several examples of actions that have supported their educational experience. The next issue is program criteria. There were no observations, no concerns, no deficiencies, or no weaknesses. And the last issue was policies and procedures. Again, there were no observations, concerns, weaknesses, or deficiencies. With that, I'll turn it back to Dr. Luckadoo.
My thanks to my good colleagues, Drs. Blanton and Katona, for their hard work. Indeed, they did hard work. And it is a pleasure as an evaluator to stand up and give positive remarks. They had such fun that I decided I would be excluded from the fun if I did not join in and offer a few comments on my own. So I have 2 items that I wish to read, and they are in generalities involving the conditions that I have observed here. And so for this, I would first like to note the following observation. There are innovative tools in quality management that benefit the Biomedical Equipment Technology program. Student records and processing in the admission and registration office possess a maturity and a quality that are exemplary. Within the program, faculty and administration use assessment tools that provide a sophisticated formatting of the data. This, in turn, facilitates analysis and drives continuous improvement. This program was exhibiting closed-loop, continuous quality improvements by its 4th anniversary of operation. That's rather remarkable. And my second observation, Majma'a University was established by royal decree in 2008. Programs began in the next year and enjoyed extensive startup resources. The Biomedical Equipment Technology program, in particular, was formed according to a 4-year blueprint of strategic planning that incorporated a vision of growth and an enduring focus on quality. This year sees the creation of a new 4-year strategic plan. This plan will likely include new related program growth opportunities for the Biomedical Equipment Technology program. The combination of continued resource availability and professional, innovative strategic planning gives the program a chance to move into national prominence by including elements such as multidiscipline continuous cooperative alliances and expansion into a possible master's level follow-on degree. A bold new strategic plan coupled with the establishment of a culture of quality, this is a positive indicator of future success. Efforts should be made to take advantage of all of this potential. This recommendation was also expressed by members of this program's Industrial Advisory Committee. So, at this point, I would like to request that either Dr. Hugh Blanton or Peter Katona formally present the copy of the findings that we read to Dean Nasser Arjala. And so, a couple final comments. The total score for all of the deficiencies and weaknesses and concerns that we had was 0. Where is there a soccer game where scoring 0 is a good thing? So it is a pleasure to bring such good results. But I must add an additional note or two that are I think, important to make all of you aware. I have been doing Abet reviews for 14 years. And in that time, I have been developed as a specialty resource for the initial program accreditations, such as we have here. In all of my time in doing this, I have seen exactly one program before now that had 0 as its score. Very impressive results. So now I have seen it twice. And one final comment from me personally. I come from a very small town in my country. We pride ourselves very much on the hospitality and the kindness in which we treat visitors. I have come halfway around the world and discovered I have much to learn in this area. Thank you, Majma'a University, for helping me increase my education in how to treat the stranger, the visitor, the foreigner. You people have been so wonderful. And our team, myself especially, we have been so impressed with the hospitality and the wonderful way we were treated. So it is indeed a pleasure to present good news. And as a very last comment, you see the process is for finding problems. It's not easy pulling this off. So it is really a joy to be able to share this outcome for all of you. And with your permission, this concludes our exit meeting. If I may speak, to the rector a moment, I have something personally from our team to you, and a bit of background on this. I have had a long interest in observing the skies, and particularly phenomena involving sun and moon. I know in Saudi Arabia, the first sighting of a new moon indicates the start of a new lunar month, and is an important observation. 2 years ago, I was able to go to Dr. Blanton's home state when he was growing up and make an observation of the setting sun. The sun was near the horizon. At that time, the moon began to slide in front of the sun, and so it eventually was obscured. I was able to take a photograph of the very beginning moments of a new moon being formed. I claim I now have a record. I have made a copy of the photograph as a memento for your excellence. And another follow-on comment. What seemed to portend good fortune is the fact that this type of eclipse is going to happen here in Saudi Arabia in 5 years. This will be at sunrise and most visible in the eastern province. But that will be December 26, 2019. Should you care to observe that, then perhaps you will have fond memories then of this team and our visit.
شكرا دكتور على Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. ممتاز جدا. Okay, thank you. That's nice. Is it free or we choose charge?
There's also
including the alternate.
No, there's a letter we had for you as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. This. Oh, here.
It is a particular honor to be able to offer greetings from Abet, an accrediting agency in the United States of America. We have had a team of 3 people working 3 days here in Al-Majma'ah, viewing the university, in particular the program for biomedical equipment technology, a program which is seeking an accreditation from our agency, Abet. And indeed, while the work was hard and we spent a very long time getting all the facts and interviewing people, talking to students, interviewing various deans and the administration here at the university. A lot of work went into that. But there was time to meet people, to look about the town, to see some of the wonders that are in 2014 Saudi Arabia, which a person of my origin does not get to see very often. And so it was a sense of wonder and a sense of joy to see all that I have seen here. Also, the ability to express thanks and to observe all the gratitude that was offered to the team and myself. Oh, this was wonderful. It was absolutely a joy to be here in Al-Majma'ah at the Majma'ah University. So this will be a lifelong memory. It is, again, a privilege, and I send my greetings to everyone at the university and in this community.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.